Today I'm going to talk about the demands placed on a classical Indian dancer. In the West, largely, dancers train to be dancers, choreographers play the role of choreographers, directors direct, stage designers do stage design, light designers do light design, and some are teachers. Some dancers also teach, but teachers are specifically teachers, they don't also perform. In India, however, as a classical Indian dancer, we're expected to know theory, we know history, we're expected to sing, compose, do Natyavangam, design our own costumes, choreograph, create. We also have to promote ourselves, publicity, know how to write properly. We have to, we're also expected to do our own stage design, ask, very often we don't have light people, we're expected to know what lights we need. We're expected to do basically every part of this job. So in my opinion, that's too many expectations. It's not possible for one human being to do all of it extremely well. I would say choose the things that you are interested in and do them really well. So if you love to dance and are not particularly interested in choreographing, don't choreograph. Do the choreography that your teachers teach you, learn choreographies of people that you admire, and ask them to choreograph on you and be a dancer and do it well. So that will give you time to spend on cultivating your craft to physically being the best you can be. If you want to be a choreographer specifically, then spend time on learning how to choreograph. And very often choreography comes with teaching in India because largely teachers choreograph on their students. So if that's something you like, try to learn how to do Natyavangam, how to sing, or try to find the pending arts that support that. Now, it's important that we, in my opinion, we designate the things that are important to us and do them the best that we can, because it's very difficult to have fingers in every basket and do everything well. It's really, really hard. That being said, we don't have the luxury of the infrastructure of delegating work also in India, because we don't have the funds and the money as professional dancers to say, hey, you take care of light design, you take care of stage design, you do this and you do that. So we need to have a minimal knowledge in every area such that we can function. But pick what you want to do and do that really, really well. Because I've often heard in more recent times that we need to also be theorists, we need to also learn to sing and also do Natyavangam, and I think it's too much. And for me personally, in my journey, I have wanted to be a dancer and a performer. So I have concentrated primarily on that. Then as a teacher, so I'm great at alignment and correction. So I've spent a lot of time with anatomy as well as with creative ideologies and with choreography. I am not a good singer. I am not a fantastic Natyavanar. I know how to do Natyavangam for an Arangetram, but it's not something that is fantastic. I also don't know how to sing very well. My students suffer my singing, and I know a minimal amount of singing, and I can get by. As far as history and theory is concerned, I'm interested and I read and I learn. So I think it's important for each person to choose what they love to do and do that well, because it is not possible for one person to do all of it in a really, really good way. And I've seen some dancers who are fantastic singers and fantastic dancers, and maybe they don't necessarily study history so much, and that's okay. So I say choose what you want to do, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 if you can manage, or 5 maximum, but it's impossible to do everything, and it's all right, and that's okay. Whatever you do, I say do it well, and don't succumb to criticism directed at the things that you don't know, and it's perfectly all right if you don't know some things.